I think this is on. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's live stream. Playing some of the Broncos franchise here, getting ready for Season 8 with some preseason. We're talking about practice and games that don't count today. Roster battles. A lot of fun. I have 74 players right now on the roster. I think that's enough to figure out some of these roster spots I'm trying to finalize here. And there certainly are some openings for undrafted players to make the team. And usually I'd say in most years we have one or two actually make it. So it should be a good time as we get into the first preseason game today. I'm not sure if I'll get more than the first one done, but I will probably stream more as I want to get this preseason wrapped up this week. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's live stream. I'll jump into the game once this chat fills up a little bit. In the meantime, I'll just be making sure the depth chart is set how I like it. What's going on, everybody? We're going to see Courtney Jean-Charles for the first time today. That should be a lot of fun. Dion Price, Marion Peppers, Donovan Jennings. We know those backs so well that I think most of our time today will be focused on Heath, Kwok, and Cameron Britt, as that fourth running back spot is certainly up for grabs. For receiving, we're waiting to see who can step up between everybody not named Terrell Corville. I think that the snaps are all up for grabs with Houston, Wright, Sully, Livingston, Payne, maybe even Tony Becerri. But I think mostly it's these five guys that have to figure out who's number 2, who's number 3. And then maybe someone can make the roster as another returner, because maybe I don't have Price do quite as much of that. Maybe one gets punts instead. Ezra Love will play today. We're looking for a third tight end, of course. For the offensive line, Nick Lloyd's going to play left tackle. Day 1 starter. Let's put Brian Johnson on the trade block too. My Tyrone Houston best ball shares are finally going to pay off. Oh man. Tyrone Houston and best ball. That must be like your final round. I love best ball. Speaking of, I wonder if DK updated their best ball stuff today. I was waiting on that. Do I have an update on the Kalispell docu-series? Not like an immediate one. I'm still working through it, and I don't have an ETA yet on when it's going to be posted. I'll be putting some more time into it here soon, and I will get you an update when I'm able to, when I have something to give you. I might actually sign another defensive tackle. Potentially, if I can find the right guy. I think we have too many pass rushers that are all kind of similar, low strength, high finesse guys. Maybe I can find a rusher that has a bit more strength and power to his game. Right outside linebacker is really wide open, and that's going to be one of the most fun situations to monitor. It is sometimes tough to go through like defensive competition here in preseason, because they don't always get, you know, splashy plays, and you have to work off of a very small sample of action. So I'll try my best there. It always messes this up. Yep, Boogie's in a contract year. Eric Palmer's in a contract year. Those are the main two that we have to think about. Let's give these rookies a chance to show what they can do in the return game. No need to have Price do this in preseason. Ahmad Benford is getting the first chance there from Wake Forest. Ahmad Benford. And the slot receiver right away, Vashawn Wright. Last year, he was kind of the guy I thought would be the backup to DeAndre Hopkins, and thankfully he never missed any real time, so we never had to see what it would be like to have Hopkins replaced. But now, like, we've had 3 years in the series with DeAndre Hopkins. This is not just a small deal. He has meant so much to the offense. I'm not sure we're ready to know what a post-DeAndre Hopkins team looks like. Yeah, this is all kinds of messed up. I'm glad I took the time here to fix this stuff. Alright, chat will fill up and we'll dive into a game here. And one thing to keep in mind is I have really jacked up the XP sliders for this year. I'm trying to figure out what we need in this series. So I boosted all of them by at least 20%. And I'll be going through after some time and be like, okay, here's how the young quarterbacks are developing, what's happening. Because we need to get some better free agent classes and more high-end players in this series. It's going to make free agency more impactful, contracts tougher, and just increase the challenges overall. If Nate got hurt, who would I start, Baldwin or Courtney Jean-Charles? I have to imagine that Courtney Jean-Charles becomes the QB2. I just never expected to land him. And he does need some work with the accuracy. But it's not like Baldwin has like perfect accuracies or is like a super accurate quarterback. It's just better. Like if let's say Sheffield got hurt today, maybe Baldwin's better right away because his medium accuracy is so much higher. But as Jean-Charles develops, then he becomes the better option. While we're here, though, I should set up the focus players for this year. What is best ball? It's a fantasy format where you draft your team in the very beginning, and you never have to set a lineup or make any transactions. You end up every week, a lineup is built for you based on the players you drafted, and your lineup for that week is your best quarterback, your 2 best running backs, your 3 best receivers, a tight end, and a flex. So you draft a team in the beginning that, covers bye weeks, potential injuries, and has a group of players that you think in a given week could have, solid breakouts and a complete fantasy roster. So you never have to manage it. Everything is done in the very beginning, and I really like it. Oops, I didn't edit this yet, but I do want Nick Lloyd to be a focus player, especially because he has normal dev. I want... What are my thoughts on next gen? Although there's still bugs in the movement, I honestly haven't watched much of it. I don't have a PS5 yet. Still trying to get one, but it's so difficult. Even when I'm quick to all the drops... Like, I'm ready for it pretty much all day, and I haven't even gotten one in my cart in a couple weeks, so it doesn't seem like I'm getting a console anytime soon. I'm hoping I do, hoping I'm wrong, but it just isn't looking good. I might make one of our receivers a focus player to try to find that number 2 or number 3 guy. Let's see... Let's go Kobe Gold for now. He's also a normal dev player. And let's put Tyrone Houston in there for now. Not that he needs it, but... I did not pre-order Cyberpunk, and I'm not going to play it until the bugs are ironed out and the next-gen version is available and I have a next-gen console. I won't touch the game or watch anything on it until then. Might watch a couple streams or something, but I'm not going to spoil that one. All right, Kobe Gold. He will have a chance to start an outside linebacker this year, and that means he needs to be able to mostly run stop. Pass coverage will be important as well, but more so his running game is going to need to be the focus right now. Now, I don't have a PS5. I don't have a next-gen console, but you know what I do have? I have the DualSense charging station. I saw that this became available yesterday, and it also became available today, but I know they're hard to get, and I wanted one, so I have that. No controller, no console. Waiting on the good stuff. Let me check out free agency one more time. Yep, I got a charger and no remote. Period. I knew I wanted it, and they always end up on back order, and they end up being like, they disappear for like months. So I'm like, if I can get one, I'm just gonna get one, because I know I want multiple controllers and whatnot, and I know the DualSense doesn't have the best battery life. Where do I find Best Ball? Yeah, I think Yahoo has it. DraftKings has it, and Underdog Fantasy has it. And actually, I know at least Underdog is doing Best Ball right now for NBA Fantasy, which I am not playing. We'll sign Frederick Burnett here. Oh yeah, I can upload the playbooks if anyone's still playing Madden 20. Every stream, someone's coming in trying to be like, oh, didn't you know the new game is out? It just happened, literally just now. What do you think, I'm here on accident playing this game? Do I feel bad for the Bears after losing 6 straight? Not really. It should have been like 9, but they were able to get off to a 5-1 start, and I think everybody knew they weren't as good as the record indicated. No, Watts is getting used to play 1,000 snaps again. Will the Vikings make the playoffs? I don't think so, and I think that there's a very high likelihood of them getting destroyed this weekend. I think they match up terribly with the Buccaneers. It's one of the worst matchups in the entire league. They beat the Packers. They should have beat Seattle. I think outside of Kansas City, Tampa Bay has got to be the worst matchup for them, just considering the receiving talent they have against the corners the Vikings are putting out there every week. And the Vikings want to run the football, and that's the one thing Tampa takes away the best. And they have for a couple years in a row now. And I don't think the Vikings are going to do it with, I think you have to score at least 30 points to win this weekend. And Cousins has to throw for like 3 or 4 touchdowns. Turnovers can't be a problem. You got to win the turnover battle. And they can't get pressure. They're banged up. Like, it's just a really bad situation. I mean, weirder things have happened this year, but I don't think the Vikings have a great chance this weekend against Tampa. And I think they need this game to make the postseason, because it'll give them a head-to-head over the Buccaneers. And if the Vikings win, then, like, the door is wide open. Happy to see a stream. The girlfriend and I are in quarantine for 2 weeks. She got a positive yesterday, and I'm waiting for my results. So open for the next few weeks to watch streams. I'm sorry to hear that, Gary. Hope you're both feeling all right and aren't showing symptoms, and you can just get through this quarantine. Hope you're doing okay. Let's get this going. Benford on the return. The rookie out of Wake Forest takes us out to the 27-yard line. And we will see what the offense looks like without DeAndre Hopkins. What on earth are we going to do without our #1 receiver the last 3 years? Kane, before committing to YouTube full-time, what did I do for a living? I was just out of high school, and I was getting ready to do college. That was it. I was 18. And I started doing YouTube before I started school, and then I completed school and just kept doing this. All right, Corville, Houston, and Wright are on the field right now as we start the preseason off with Vashawn Wright. That would have been DeAndre Hopkins there if he hadn't retired. Wright took over his old role, and we get a face mask and a 15-yard penalty. I think the other thing we have to think about, too, is, like, is the running game going to perform like they did a year ago, or is there going to be some sort of regression? Can Price be a 5.7 yard per carry running back? That's certainly tough to duplicate. Will Marion Peppers bounce back after injuries and lackluster play? Walmart is releasing PS5 on the 10th. I don't know the time. I mean, like, at open? I have to go, like, camp out in front to get a console. Houston on the catch. That's a first down. I mean, at least in Texas, like, it's not that cold, but that just means there's going to be more people willing to do it. And I'm not about to compete for a console like that. I am not going to buy a tent so I can camp out of Walmart. If they're doing an online drop, I'm interested in that. I'll lose it to bots, but I'll try. That's why I like, in regards to like Walmarts and everything being early, I really wanted it to storm. Like, I wanted it to be like thunderstorming and just the most awful weather, because I thought that would, you know, keep some people at home maybe. Sheffield, there's this one outside, and he's way off the mark. You know what? I'd rather it snow, actually. That's one of those that maybe Hopkins is able to pull down. At least he makes catches like that often, you know. Does it even snow in Texas? It depends where you're at. You know, in some of the northern cities it's possible. Last year, I only saw snow one time, and it was a dusting that didn't really touch the ground. But, like, it was on, you know, some cars and some rooftops, but it was gone by, like, 10 a.m. So if you slept in, then it didn't snow. Walmart is releasing in-store and online. I mean, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I'm not going to, like... Whoa. Maybe, let's blame that one on the rain, maybe? I know I'm not about to jump in line at, like, 2 a.m. Like, I wake up at, like, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. maybe. That's not that bad. I don't know what it's going to take to get a console at retail price. Yeah, there's a lot of Texas. I mean, every time there's like a, you know, a hurricane or a storm or just anything in Texas, I always get all these texts from people that aren't, you know, from Texas. They're like, hey, are you all right? And I'm like, I'm 300 miles from that. Yes, I'm okay. I get they're just looking out. But I'm like, you got to realize how big Texas is.
Let's go now. 30 base. 59. All day, just like that. Just like that.
Take on Alex Kirilloff. Hey, if you're not going to trade him for prospects, play him. He looked pretty good in the postseason. I mean, he was like one of the only guys to compete at the plate. That was awful playoff run for the Twins, and I think now, like, maybe this is an overreaction, but I believe after watching the Twins in the playoffs twice now with Rocco Baldelli having the same problems, I personally believe the Twins are built in a flawed manner, and they are built to win regular season games. They are not built for postseason success. I just think when you face higher quality pitching in the postseason, that's where the Twins kind of get exposed. And last year's offense was more prepared than this year's, I'd say. Pressure. Got it away, and that's caught. Drew Lock carving us up. Is that Lamar Williams? I know he switched teams. Yeah, Lamar Williams is now on the Chicago Bears. Hey, Kane, if you were the owner of an NFL franchise, who would you hire as your president, GM, and head coach? That's a great question, Ian. For a team president, I'm not really sure who I'd want to run that part of it. But for GM and head coach, I mean, obviously, Eric Bieniemy is kind of the hot coach option right now, offensive coordinator of the Chiefs. So obviously, he'd be on like the top of my list. I think that if he were up to it, I would even like a guy like Jim Caldwell. I thought he did a really good job with the Lions. I think he's a good coach. And if not for health problems, I think he'd be in the league right now. I know he was with Miami last offseason. GM. I know Mayock got in through the media, and I guess it's easier for me to know some of these media guys because you actually have a window to them, and like assistant GMs and other front office guys you don't really get a lot of information on. But I know Daniel Jeremiah has worked for an NFL front office before with the Ravens. And I think he's really good. He's for NFL Network. And I think Louis Riddick's really good as well. He is reportedly getting interest from the Falcons right now for their GM job. Yeah, Robert Saleh, Brian Dable, both good options. I like Saleh personally. He'd be like in my top 3, I think. He was only a scout. Yeah, you gotta climb the ladder there. Mayock got in off of TV. There we go. Finally, something. Eric Palmer. That was a great question, though. Flip ahead. Oh! Lost that one. Akinjide popped the football out. This is a long drive by Chicago. They haven't sustained a drive like this all year in real life. This is the 11th play. Have I considered making the jump to PC? A little bit. There we go, Boogie. Back-to-back forced fumbles. I have played Madden 19 on PC, and if the next-gen upgrade are on PC, I'd be playing that. But it's only on console, so I still need a console to play next-gen Madden, which I think is so weird that it's not available on PC. I'm not really much of a PC gamer, but I have a machine that could handle it. And obviously, I've seen some of the mods and how cool those can be. Alright, so we'll get one more drive here, it looks like, with the starting offense after a field goal possession. And there's Argento. There's your number 2 overall pick making the tackle. Do you think we could get an NCAA series in 2021? I think it's way too early for another NCAA football game. Oh, right, lost the ball. I'm hoping we get NCAA football again. We just went a whole generation without it. Can you believe that? A whole console generation with no NCAA football, period. Here is Cohen all the way out. Turning the corner on Savage. That was rough. Well, we got college football in, like, face of the franchise. Will I ever do a 2K series again? I don't know. Maybe. It was fun. But I don't know if I'll want a round 2. More so thinking about the next baseball project I would do. Besides losing Hopkins, who do I think is the biggest loss on the team this season? We didn't lose a lot. I mean, Christian Baxter was the main other player that moved on. So I would have to go with him. Replacing him might be somewhat of a challenge, but at least it's only a part-time role, like 500 snaps or so, is what Baxter played a year ago. Calling a timeout there to save some time. Hey, Kane, I was watching some Kalispell last night. I found Boogie's first appearance, 10th of November, 2017, in the recruiting special. Little did we know it was the start of what looks to be like a Hall of Fame career. Oh, will I make an NCAA series in 2021? It's definitely possible. There are some ideas I have, and I just don't know if the next NCAA thing I do will be like a traditional dynasty, or if it will be more of a rebuild. That I'm just not sure, but I have ideas for new series. And I continued to work on the sliders so that if I wanted to do another series, the gameplay would be even better. Let's see if we can keep the football this time. Can we take some shots downfield? Houston can't come up with it, incomplete. Do a coach carousel? I mean, that's just a thing I haven't done, and that's what makes that so intriguing of an option. Who made the first move, you or Mrs. Kane? Go Pack. No, not Go Pack, Pee-wee. Who made the first move? I don't know what exactly you mean by that, but I'll just say me. I do remember when I got Cromartie. I can't remember exactly who did that, but I remember it happening. Like, I used to have fun in those games. Like, playing those head-to-head online games were like something I really miss. We had a lot of fun streams doing that. When we had the community matches and you guys would stream snipe me before stream sniping was even a term, like, that was fun. Did I change anything from the Mat 10 sliders? I just have the CP run block a little bit higher. Was it really Trindon Holiday? I mean, he has the wheels to pull it off for sure. Trindon Holiday. I haven't heard that name in a while. Speedy. Backup's coming in soon. I do have 3 running backs on multi-year extensions. It's a weird deal, but we have a unique situation. Hey, San Francisco also has that, keep in mind. I believe Mostert's on a 2-year, because he was demanding a trade this offseason. They have McKinnon on the big deal, and they have Tevin Coleman. So, and they have Kyle Juszczyk, the highest paid fullback. So their backfield is better paid than mine. Fred Barclay on the field here. 3rd and 13. Ooh, Tommy Jordan almost made a play on that one. All right, let's make sure the second string is set up correctly. And let's get Courtney Jean-Charles out there. And I really want to see what the backup running backs can do. We're going to see Ahmad Benford right away. I'm just so intrigued by Benford. So if you don't mind, he will play first. Love, Evans, Cameron Vaughn. Let's get Lloyd a few more snaps out there, actually. All right, Deacon and Walker. Smithson, Redgrave is fine. Let's see. In the middle, there's Hayward, Toa. And then let's play Alex Jarrett. That's a fine setup. Let's just get Granger out. Avery Zellner. Jameel Garland, who seems to be here forever. We've had him on the team for many years. 3rd down back. Sung-Ho Kwok. Power back is going to be Ahmad Benford. Livingston's going to play. Deacon, Trey Walker. Let's get Nelson Johnson some playing time. Courtney Hayward and Kobe Gold. Slot corner. I'm fine with Tommy Jordan there. My quarter length is 13. Accelerated clock, I believe, is 17. I could be totally off, but let's just check the next time I snap on a running clock. Why is DJ returning punts? Let me fix that. All right, Courtney Jean-Charles, everybody, taking the field for the first time as a Denver Bronco. He's got a very strong arm. Ahmad Benford, rookie running back, undrafted. He runs inside for a couple. And there's our draft class for this year. A very small one, just 5 picks. I traded up a couple times. Felt like I had to just go get the players I really wanted. Courtney Jean-Charles. Let's play his game here on the first drop back. Play action. Looking for the shot. And this pass is intercepted. Not the best shot there. All right, we'll try again later. Bust, yeah. What franchise was your least favorite? Also, how far do you see my Colts going? What do they need to get the Lombardi? My least favorite franchise? Probably the Raiders one, because the CPU was useless in that game. The CPU was completely useless. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't call good plays. It was so hard to get gameplay right there. And what do the Colts have to do to go far? Oh, man. You're going to need the good Phillip Rivers that doesn't throw interceptions for sure. I think you got to get the ground game going a little bit more than they have. And I know Jonathan Taylor's had some really good games lately. But they haven't been all that efficient at running the football this season. And I think that they're going to need that Probably TY to keep up what he's doing. I'm not sure why all of a sudden he's been much more productive the last 2 weeks. But they kind of don't have a lot of room for error, I feel. I don't think like they have anything strong enough to carry the team on their own. They kind of have to have everything come together in a perfect way. They have the talent to do it. Kind of getting carved up. Does the Xbox suck? I don't think the Xbox sucks. I just don't think that I have much of a reason to get one. All their stuff now is on PC, and I have a good PC that I could game on if I wanted to play it that bad. Whatever it is. Forza or Gears or anything. Oh, my bad. I thought you had a typo and were asking me a question. Third down and 5. Separation and a first down. This running back has impressed me on this drive. Knox. 4 receptions already. Check down City. He had a pretty good run earlier too. Who is this guy? Barclay pressured on the play and sacked by Cam Smithson. Second and goal. 5th catch for Knox. PPR points going wild. Okay, who is this guy? Who is he? Obviously, they're RB2. Devin Knox, second-year player with 70 overall, 89 speed. Just kind of an okay athlete, nothing too spectacular there. Not really going to make you miss a lot, but he can catch the football. He can run routes. Okay. Really good pass catcher. A little undersized. Let's give him a comp right now. I've only seen him play for like 10 plays. I'm going to compare him to Ito Smith. 3rd and goal. Barclay climbs and is going down. Smithson. How about this start? Best thing about the Vikes is 0 Super Bowls. Thank you, Pee-wee. As if I needed the reminder. Theo Riddick 2.0. Devin Knox is Danny Heath. Actually, Hayden's right. They have like the same exact build. A little I formation. Drew, thank you for becoming a new member on the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support as Benford breaks one into the 2nd level. Ahmad Benford first down. Very well blocked play there. Let's go through it. Obviously, Nick Lloyd is the starting left tackle. He is playing even now with the backups. Brian Johnson with a good block. Could have even bounced this one a little bit wider if I wanted to. Jason King, though, he just opens everything up. Literally, he's a fullback. But he is the man. Yo, Kane, we need Marquise Walker in the series. Yeah, it would have been fun to have some more of those Kalispell quarterbacks in here. But I'm happy with what we have right now. A lot of quarterbacks from that series are now all key. Courtney Jean-Charles will take off here. Nice pass protection.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So one thing we have to also test is what he can do as a scrambler and on like read options. He has really good speed.
Check, 59.
But let's see how much of an impact it can truly make. Ah. That was a useless juke.
Yeah. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Turn. Shoot.
Pretty good coverage there by Chicago. Still waiting on the first completion.
Let's go. 90 Wolf. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, hey, hey.
Sung Ho Kwok checks into the game on third down. As pressure is sent, and that is a sack for Shelton. Kind of a slow start here for the backup offense. What's going on, Rashad? How you doing? Good to see you here. You're always here.
Check 56. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's go.
All right. Backed up. Chicago has a completion here on first down. A gain of 10. Barclay perfect. Tyler, I appreciate the super chat. No message, but I do appreciate that. Another Packer fan here sending super chats. Ooh. Knox can break some tackles. What are you kidding me? No way. That's not even Knox. That's a different running back. He is out of gas. Who was that guy? Damian Harris. Okay. Well, we all know him. Jeez. So a miss. First by Courtney Hayward. Ugly. You got to clean up here, Zellner. Castile. Gold. 4 broken tackles. Damian Harris. Chicago always runs on me in these preseason games. We face them every year. And it's either Cohen or the backups. Always getting big plays. Dumped off here. Cohen touchdown. That was ugly. Out in space. That was Kobe Gold, unable to close on Cohen. I think Baxter makes that play. Takes a better angle. That was really bad. Pats or Rams? Gotta give it to the Rams. But I think that's gonna be a really fun game. Danny Heath, good return.
Keep playing. 60 outlaw. 58.
All right. Courtney Jean-Charles here. A little 2-minute drill trying to get something going. First completion. Ezra Love. Gain of 3.
Yeah, baby. Ready, set.
Who's winning the NFC East? Now it looks like it could be either New York or Washington. Did not expect New York to win that game over Seattle. But they've quietly, you know, won 4 games in a row. Washington's playing better. So at least there's that. As much as I enjoyed the idea of a 5-11 team winning the division, it's probably not going to be the case now. Courtney Jean-Charles. Justin Payne makes the catch. There it is. A 43-yard connection setting us up. So Justin Payne was Miami's leading receiver, and nobody wanted to sign him in the offseason. And so I said, all right, we need all the competition we can get. Let's bring him in. And he's not, you know, a big speed guy, but he outruns the safety. And he makes a tough catch. Very nice. He's wearing Centarius Phillips 15. There's Livingston now, the former Chicago Bear. Signed him away from them in the offseason. Appreciate all the content, Kane. I appreciate that, Gio. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. To the air again. Oh, I wanted the corner to Livingston. Play an old school baseball game like MVP. Also, did you know the Packers have 4 more Super Bowls than Minnesota? Lastly, did you know on Madden 09 Wii has more features than present Madden, like custom pre-snap routes? Not my favorite message to read. But an old school baseball game could be fun. MVP baseball, how does it hold up? I haven't played it in a very long time. Jeez. Oh yes, Tim Tebow's 15. We cannot forget about that. Someone's getting the ball, just getting a shot here. Open! Touchdown! Ezra Love! Got plenty of time there. We'll take it. I thought we were going to have something contested. That is... I don't want to spoil it because the episode is so new, but I scored a touchdown just like that not long ago in a series. Almost the exact same thing. Let's go for 2.
Here we go. 8 read. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Hey, let go.
I wanted to see if Colt could pull that in. Will I retire Hopkins 16? I'm not a number retirement guy. More so, I like to reserve the number for somebody to hopefully continue the number's legacy, the way the Cowboys do it. So it wouldn't be like the Vikings, who just handed off 84 to Michael Jenkins, Bucky Hodges, Cordero Patterson, Irv Smith. Like, they just gave it out every year somebody wanted 84. I like to use numbers like that as kind of an expectation. All right, so we got one nice touchdown out of that half. Let's try again. Thoughts on T. Higgins? I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a nice replacement for A.J. Green. Offers you a different kind of receiver from Tyler Boyd as well to move into the future with. I think he's been one of the 2 or 3 best rookie receivers. What's the plan with Courtney? Find out what kind of packages he can make an impact with. Let him throw Hail Marys at the end of halves and stuff like that. And then maybe I'll trade him or something. But at the very least, he has trade value, has speed and a strong arm. I'll find something to do with him. That was interesting. We do need Doug Duckett, yes. All right, who wants to get us off the field here? 3rd and 8. Dumped off. Cohen! Nice! Redemption for Castile. That's a big tackle. Doug Duckett wore 84, indeed. Colt Sully. He had the preseason breakout last season. But now it's a clean slate and there's even more competition. How does that work out? Courtney didn't have any other ratings that would move positions. I checked. I was hoping tight end would be possible, but no. Simple goals here. A 2 completion streak. Come on, release, release, release. 9 sacks already in this game. Preseason is just like the sloppiest ever. Receiver slipped. Sully, I think, regained his balance. But that's a hold. Is it Johnson? No, it's Brody Woods. Okay. I want to see what happened there. It looked like he slipped, but the animation, like, cut out. Oh, no. That's just a recovery. We got lucky there. In a way. I did not check what Reddick could be at tight end, but he's not on our team right now. He's on Seattle. We got some fun games on the schedule this year. We get the NFC West, which means we get Scooby Blaylock in San Francisco. We get Seattle with Landon Laudermilk and all of the Warhawks. We get Marty Belafonte in that game. You're going to see Drake Maddox. Arizona, of course, will be there. And the Rams, who are just a pretty solid team. We get Miami, Jesse Heikkinen, Pharrell Fawcett. We'll take on Baltimore again. They're always difficult. Nice run. We close this year again against Oakland. We'll see if that game has any drama. Yep, it's the first preseason game. I might not stream multiple tonight. I kind of started streaming later than I was hoping to, but I had to wrap some other stuff up. Can we start making some plays here? I want to play offense. Try Jamari at running back. I don't want to risk the injury there. He's too good. Nice man-to-man coverage. Yes! Castile! All right. I like what I see so far. Bribe for a Kane Cyberpunk playthrough. Probably not such a huge game. Kind of just want to experience that one with some headphones on and just kick back for a few hours at a time. Plus, I'm not playing it anytime soon. I'm not playing it until I have a PS5 and the next-gen version's available. I won't even touch it till then. I hear the game's got a lot of bugs going right now. But they probably needed some more time. Ezra Love. Let's see. I don't think that we're getting enough snaps here for Houston. I need to see him. Taste or heat when it comes to wings? Definitely taste. I do like a little bit of heat. Just in general. Like, I think spicy meat's really good, but I'm not, like, seeking out spice when I get anything. It's just kind of nice if it can taste good at the same time. I want to throw a couple deep balls to Houston. Let's try an RPO here. Sung-Ho Kwok. Haven't seen him in a while. If Bills need a quarterback, can we get a Courtney Jean-Charles for a Hayden Jean-Charles deal? Who knows? I don't think quarterback is an immediate need for them, but that is an interesting possibility. Justin Payne hangs on. First down. Any chance he gets his old 86? I don't know. I worry about numbers after preseason. So many are taken up right now. If I were on death row, what would my last meal be? Jeez. He doesn't ask, well, if you could have one meal, your last meal, what would it be? I have to be on death row getting ready for this meal. First this. Deep shot for Payne! Yes, he's got it at the 3! Justin Payne, Kalispell legend. Doing more than just the slot, apparently. How about that? I am liking this. Last meal would definitely be... I need some brisket. I need some Texas brisket. That was rough. I need some Texas brisket. I need a New York pizza. New York makes the best pizza on the planet. I need a Five Guys burger. I want a vanilla malt with some French fries. If I have to pick out the fries, man, I'm trying to give him a chance there. Can't pull it down. Who has the best French fries, you think? I think McDonald's has pretty good fries, but I think they're too salty to be dipping in like a shake or something like that. And that's what I'd be looking for. I don't think they go well with that. Or actually, no. I know at one time I've gotten like chili somewhere and fries from another place. And the McDonald's stuff doesn't go well with chili because you want crinkle cut for that. It grabs the chili a little bit better. McDonald's isn't good for chili cheese fries. They're probably good enough though for malts. DQ, it does have pretty good fries for dipping, but they don't have world-class fries or anything. I probably just, yeah, Culver's is kind of safe bet. Wendy's fries are good for it too, yeah, legit. I always get like small Frosty whenever I'm there because they're like $1. Wait a minute! Damian Harris is off to the races. We gotta talk about that play. How did he do that? Damian Harris running all over the Denver defense. I don't even know what to say about that. In slow motion first. Cuts left. Nope. I do not want to run into him. Nope. Getting out of there. Are you kidding me? Like, Dante Hall couldn't do this. He broke his own ankles. The move was so good. Are you kidding me? Nope. That looks like Reggie Bush at USC highlights. Jeez. Hey, thank you for the 50 bomb there, Drew. For Barry Insecki, Steven Smiley, Tyrone Brightful, Reggie Shepard, Harmon Whitaker, Antonio Pierre-Paul, Caesar Butler, Cole Hartman, and Larry Wilbur, and winning the Chargers, the Super Bowl that I'll probably never see them win IRL. Hey, with Justin Herbert, you got a shot. Build the team around him. He looks pretty good, especially for a rookie, but I think he just legit has looked good this year until New England happened. But, you know, those games occur. That's the first time he really looked like a rookie, you know? Appreciate the 50 bomb, though. That's very generous of you. EA with the great attention to detail with players wearing 100-year patches in year 8. Do I prefer 20 to 21? The difference to me was pretty minimal on last gen, but because my franchise is already here and I want to keep this one, I don't really want to play Madden 21 as it didn't have anything new, and I have this great universe to continue making content in. I wasn't giving that up. So any gap between the two, to me, is just not very important for what I need. Let's take another shot. Uh-oh. Thank you for the blitz pickup. Ah! Roquan Smith. I gotta say, Sung-Ho Kwok's blitz pickup, very good. He's had a few of those. Just showing my support for the other Chargers fan in chat. Thank you, CO, for the super chat. I always have a soft spot for the Chargers. I want to see them do well. Man, backup offensive lines aren't fun. 11 sacks here in this game, ruining our chance to create more highlights. Hey, Kane, did you add any of the Taysom Hill plays to your playbooks to maybe feature John Charles in the offense more? I do have all the Taysom Hill plays, but I don't think he's going to be useful as like a tight end in those plays. But that is an option to use him there. What's Damian Harris got next? He's already at 158 yards on 8 rushes. I use the Mat 10 sliders. They are easy to find on the Operation Sports forums. Damian Harris, 5 more. Do I have a PS5 yet? No. As I showed earlier, I have the DualSense charging station. I got it today because I knew that it would be hard to find, and once I had a chance to get it, I'm like, well, I want it. I might as well get it. But I have no console yet to charge a controller. Boneless or bone-in wings? I tend to just prefer boneless because I enjoy eating them more, like on the bone, like regular chicken wings just are like if they're done right, then it's incredible. But like if I can compare an average boneless wing to an average regular wing, I'll take the boneless. Because to me, the average wing is just not worth the hassle of the mess and less meat. If I can get like really, really good wings, then I would go that route. But if it's just going to be average we're comparing, give me the boneless. They are just nuggets, that's true. I should just call them wings. There we go. I'd say the best wings I've ever had are, you know, regular wings.
Ready, 50, flank. Watch a slap, watch a slap, watch a slap. Ready.
Screen. Payne gets to his feet and gets 3 yards out of it. So I guess the big breakout from this game, Smithson, Justin Payne. Gotta love what he's doing. Sung-Ho Kwok's blitz pickups. Might need him here. Man, I just want to take a shot. Let me have some fun. Offensive line is getting annihilated. Woods has 2 holds.
Sack lunch, baby.
We do have the best pizza on earth, Kane. I miss it. Yeah, that's my favorite part about New York is the pizza. It's so good.
58.
I wasn't even ready to throw it. I just didn't want to get sacked again. This is just not a game we can test out the deep ball a ton. They're just way too good. We have to throw some other routes. You know, I've always wanted to try. If I ever get back to, like, New York City. I saw it a couple times I've been there. But I just have to know how good the $1 a slice pizza is. Because, like, New York, you know, known for pizza. How good is the $1 pizza in the best place that makes pizza? I never tried the $1 pizza, and I just need to know. It's like $1 a slice. It's a 4th down. It's not bad, honestly. Just ran 2 miles at cross country and my fastest time at 15:50. Not bad. That's a pretty good time, I think. I don't really know what a good 2 mile is. I never ran a 2 mile. I can hardly do 1. Speed over endurance. Even the gas station pizza in New York City is amazing. Never had gas station pizza either. I've never even been wowed by gas station pizza anywhere. Sung-Ho Kwok has that ripped out. So, that's a negative. Nice play. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. On a technical level, a hot dog is a sandwich, but we just can't be allowing it to actually be a sandwich. Back of the end zone! Count it. Touchdown. Dent. They've been putting dents in this defense all day long. Who do you guys think makes the best chicken nuggets? If you weren't doing YouTube, what would you be doing instead? I don't know exactly. Wendy's, McDonald's, Wendy's, McDonald's, 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 Chick-fil-A. I do prefer the McDonald's nuggets, and I like the spicy ones. They did that for a little bit. The spicy ones are pretty good. One of my favorite toppings on pizza, pepperoni and sausage. Especially if it's like real sausage. That's a shot downfield overthrown for Houston. What I mean by that is like not the ground sausage, but if it's like sliced, you know, like actual sausage. Ah, man. A little high. Livingston can't pull it down. I don't usually like bacon on pizza. I think that pizza on its own is salty enough, so I actually forego the bacon. Jeez! They're not letting us have a very good day. Does pineapple belong on pizza? No, because of the juice. It gets all over the pizza. See, at least like with something like olives, you put an olive on there, and it's just there being an olive. But if you take the olive off, you're fine. If you take a piece of pineapple off, it's just like, oh, the evidence of it being there will never leave. And then it spreads around through all the crevices and cracks, and it's just a problem. Let's call a timeout. Preserve some time. If I ever go to New Haven, Connecticut, Frank Pepe Pizzeria in New Haven, Connecticut. I think I've actually been to Connecticut, because I've been to New York, and just going through from an airport, I saw a sign that says, like, thanks for visiting Connecticut. I'm like, well, I didn't even know I was here. I had no idea I was in Connecticut for 3 seconds, but appreciate it. New Haven is where Yale is. Oh, I actually didn't know where Yale was. Is Mo Collins in this series? Yeah, where's Mo Collins at? I forget exactly who has him. Because he's here. I just don't know where. Alright, guys. The deep ball has got to go away for the day. The check down is here. Ahmad Benford. He's getting all the chances in this game. Most of them, anyway. There we go. Just following Lloyd, doing his job at left tackle pretty well. How many states have I been to? Not a ton. That is... Jeez. Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, California, Florida, New York, possibly Connecticut, and Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas. Gotta run. Oh my goodness. How did he not fumble that football? The odds of you not fumbling on a Roquan Smith hit stick are not good. Did I know that Lewis Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut is the first place to serve a burger? They have the best burger too. I've been to Minnesota and it's pretty nice. First place to serve a burger in Connecticut. Never would have guessed. Thank you for the super chat. And the Connecticut education. Wait a minute, I've been to Pennsylvania and Illinois. Only in the airport. And I think I said North Carolina already. But I've been to Philadelphia's airport and Chicago's airport, if that counts. Never left. Connecting flights. I was in Philly for like 8 hours, though, so that kind of counts. Justin, here comes the pain. First down. No cane the world. First burger ever served? Ezra Love is open and he pulls it in at the 5-yard line. Courtney Jean-Charles inside the red zone. Here we go. Looking for a second score. Benford, no shot. I've never been to Las Vegas. Best burger is inside the Tampa airport. That, I gotta say, I highly doubt the best burger is in the Tampa airport. Maybe there are a couple airport gems out there. Oh, come on! Off the mark and picked. Uh-oh, Justin Payne got hurt. He was grabbing his wrist at the very end there. On the tackle. Hopefully he's okay. I want to see more of what he can do. Where have I been in New York City? Just Manhattan. Been to like Central Park and seen the squirrels that walk up to you because they're so used to people. And that's one of the things I remember most about New York is like the squirrels just walk up to you. Like they're just, you know, part of society. Unfortunately, we did not play a great game. Kane, if you could show a non-football fan one game to persuade them into becoming a fan, what would it be? Ooh. I mean, obviously you want to show a good game, but you want to show what football is all about. There's got to be like some drama and some high emotions. I mean, the Minneapolis Miracle game would be a really good one. That's one a casual can enjoy. What about the Seahawks and Cardinals 6-6 tie from a few years ago? Patriots Chiefs AFC Championship game, Rams Chiefs Thursday night. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. Seattle Green Bay NFC Championship. Yeah, you're on the right track, I think, with that one. Is Montrell Bonds in this series? Yes, he is on the Patriots. And I think he might even be their starting running back, or at least their number 2 right now. Who from Kalispell has the most potential to be a bust or has been a bust? I mean, there have certainly been some players that haven't really panned out. I mean, I think like Courtney Jean-Charles is one of those players that has kind of boom bust potential. It kind of depends on how fast you can get Courtney developed, because his accuracies are not like day one ready or anything. He's behind Sony Michel. Actually, like one player at Kalispell that never made it to this series, but I always thought would end up being like an NFL bust, is Kelly Jean-Charles at safety. I just don't think he was ever good enough to be an NFL player. I think he's like an NFL caliber athlete, but that was it. So I'm not going to play any other games tonight. I unfortunately don't have a lot of more time to do that. But I can show you some of these other players on other teams that we've been talking about. And I'll look to stream more tomorrow, earlier. So Marty Belafonte is going to start here on Seattle. Really excited about that. At receiver, it's DK Metcalf, Emmanuel Silvers, and at tight end, Drake Maddox. Do they have anybody else on this team from Kalispell? Because I think they have 4. They have Reddick. They also have Sidney Jean-Charles, Marty Belafonte, Jim Jackson, and Drake Maddox. Do I know when the edited preseason in week 1 will come out? Edited preseason, count on that one by Saturday, and week 1 by Monday. But I'll be working on them. I'm going to play more preseason tomorrow with you guys on stream. And then I'll work on getting that video done. And then it's on to week 1. Here's the schedule, by the way. I never got to show it to you guys. We open against the Chargers, then travel to face Hayden Jean-Charles in Buffalo, Kansas City, and then an early bye week, which is nice if somebody gets hurt in preseason. Colts, Raiders, Dolphins, Seattle, Chiefs again, San Francisco, Cardinals, Patriots, Chargers, Rams, Jets, Ravens, Raiders. So let's see some of these other rosters that we're going to be facing. Cardinals. That's a Kyler Murray offense still. Kareem Hunt at running back with Kirk, Isabella, Jaquan Jennings. Not bad. Got some good linemen on the left side. Defensive line's looking pretty thin outside of Jelani Tyree. Anthony Payne, day 1 starting linebacker. Montez Sweat. And yeah, I'll take a look at like moving players to other positions, because if they run a 4-3, then obviously Sweat needs to play end. But judging by the builds of these players, they're running a 3-4. All right, what does San Francisco have? That's going to be Scooby Blaylock, of course. Nyheim Hines. Dante Pettis, Marquand Clifford, Devin Funchess. So Clifford's now into a contract year. And here's what he's done. Production is picking up. Remember, though, his catching was really extremely low. And it's only up to a 65, so it's never going to be fantastic. Kittle. There he is, Mo Collins from Montana State. 67 overall. A little low. And he's entering his 5th year. So he has not done a lot in his career. I wonder why he has developed so slowly. But he's got a chance to start, maybe. Probably shouldn't. They have Buckner, Armstead, and Bosa. Let's check the Rams. Oh yeah, he was on the Rams. So he would have been behind like Sokolov here, who has 90 overall, X Factor, and a lot of sacks in his career already. That's still Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Dallas Levine, Brandon Cooks, LaMarcus Sampson, and the rookie Dom Blades. They also picked up Oliver. Adrian Spikes, Josh Mayweather, and Xavier Bozeman at 72 overall. Brian Peters. A new #1 corner, Desmond Good. We meet the Dolphins. Always fun to play against them. Jesse Heikkinen, Jarquez Towns, and now Fawcett becomes their #1. Jarvis Landry returns to Miami, but I want to see how much Fawcett can develop here as a rookie. Laramie Tunsil, LaDante Ellis is in here. Johnny Cabral, Landon Shanky. No more Myles Garrett, though, on this team. Raekwon McMillan is hurt, and James Huggins should get some playing time. I forgot he was on this team. Here's everybody's quarterback situation right now to give you an idea of how the league is going. Drew Lock, 78 for the Bears. Baker Mayfield with the Bengals. Josh Allen's a 79. Maybe he gets replaced sometime soon. Obviously us. Randall Cross, the rookie, now in Cleveland. Jameis Winston, maybe 1 or 2 more years starting here in Tampa. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals, Oliver Raymond, Mahomes, Luck, Dak, Heikkinen, there's Wentz, Leighton, Scooby, Jason Murray. He's got a shot here to build up his overall a bit and maybe keep this role. Trubisky, Darnold, Rosen, Gaziri, Warwick, Walker, Kessler, Goff, Lamar, Haskins, Justin Colbert, Laudermilk, Tony McAdams, Watson, Mariota, and Brandon Warren. Now, here are the teams that say they need a quarterback, so perhaps if someone ends up being traded, you know, maybe we could see Prescott Pemberton traded or Quan Tippins. Here are the teams that need quarterback or think they do. Tennessee, actually, with Mariota. Quarterback is their #1 need. The Bills are looking for quarterback. The Browns, but that'll probably fix itself. Jaguars. Just a handful of teams, but I think that Tennessee one is pretty big. It's their #1 need with Mariota on the roster. Decent numbers. Hampton's on the trade block. This is where it'd be so much fun if morale actually played a real role and like good players just wanted a new team and refused to play for their current team. Is there really 11 X Factors and 6 superstar quarterbacks? That's a lot. Let's check out injuries. Is there any other big situations there around the league? There are some players still getting healthy from like ACL tears late in the season or Achilles. Oh, wow. This injury is going to open the door for Dom Pollard to take over Ito Smith overall-wise, and then him and Matthias Carter become the 1-2 punch. Not too much here yet. Austin Jenkins is hurt, though, for Cincinnati. I want to see that Raiders backfield quick. So right now, if Ito were healthy, he'd get the RB2 snaps over Pollard. But you also have to check out the third down back. And I imagine Ito Smith is better than 68. For power, that's Matthias Carter all the way. Devontae. Oh, yeah, Gallup is there, too. I forgot they'd be together now. Dylan Glanton. Did they just make a trade? Yeah, the Raiders got him from the Lions. They gave up a 5, a 7, and Patrick Smart. Or no, they traded the 5 and the 7 and Trey Cooper for Dylan Glanton. Packers traded a corner to the Texans. Colts trading with the Jaguars for some reason. What'd they get? For Chad Carpenter. How good is Chad Carpenter? Whatever happened to Centarius Phillips? He's in Washington. I think he's been fine. Production-wise, though, he's not really changed a lot in recent years. This is preseason here, the 2026 stuff. Just watched the Venom video, Kane. Another nail biter. I've had a rough week, so your content is always something that lifts my spirits. Happy to hear that. Whenever you need it, Samuel, it's there for you. Hope you're feeling better, man. So why don't we go, was that the Colts getting that left tackle for 3 picks? Chad Carpenter, 75 overall at 24 years old. Has a couple holes in his game, but 75 overall, still young. Not sure it was worth it, though, over 73 overalls. Or you can play Smith and Morrison. Yeah, that's a head scratcher. But that's the CPU for you. I'll clean up that stuff for him, but... when the Packers made that deal with Jacksonville for a corner... no, it wasn't them. But Dylan Glanton being traded away from the Lions means that there is a clear path to Sherrod Edwards getting a lot of playing time this year. A lot less competition now. So, who becomes the slot there? Let's check out the Lions depth chart. Robinson and Burgess. You know Edwards is going to pass up Burgess at some point this year, though. So he should be a regular starter. But until then, he is the #1 slot. So he's automatically going to get a bunch of targets. That should be pretty sweet. Who signed Carl Joyce this year? I forget where he went. I cannot remember where he went. Was it Atlanta? Nope. Where's Carl Joyce? Went to the Jets. He was on the Jets, but he was just a free agent and now he's elsewhere. And I don't know where that team is. Lamar's a #2 now on the Bears. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, isn't it the Chargers? No. How is it taking this long to find the answer? Where's Carl Joyce? It's a simple question. A lot of people said Chargers, but we just checked the roster and he wasn't on the depth chart. He could be hurt. We checked all the injury reports, though. Jaguars. Somehow we missed checking them. All right, let me go back to the depth charts. What happened to guys like Blake Schneider, Michael Lewis, Reno Springs? Also, keep up the great work, Kane. Love your videos. Some of them might have disappeared from the game. Some. But I can check on them. I think Schneider is still in. Dede Westbrook, Carl Joyce, Kiki QT, Ricardo Fox. Reno Springs may have been a player that disappeared, though. Michael Lewis. I'd have to think he's still around somewhere, but I think he was in our last free agent class. Here's Blake Schneider. He's a free agent. Yep, Juno Springs is on the Steelers, having a pretty solid career. No more Michael Lewis here in New Orleans. He might actually be out of the league. Heisman Trophy winner to out of the league in like 4 years. Because Madden deletes their free agents in a weird way. No Michael Lewis. No Reno Springs. That's sad. They get rid of way too many players who should still be like bouncing around teams, getting a couple chances here and there. I've never watched The Art of Coaching with Belichick and Nick Saban. What is that? Just a little short video series? That sounds like it could be cool. Who's going to trade for him? Is anybody going to trade for Prescott Pemberton III? We all know about Damian Harris. Amani Jones. Alright everybody, that is going to do it for me tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow to stream more preseason action with all of you. It's a lot of fun going through these games. And we have more battles here to figure out. But I think Justin Payne did take a big step towards making the roster this year. And we'll probably go with 6 receivers, I would imagine. Probably these 6, have it be extremely deep. But still, who gets the snaps? That's what we're trying to figure out. I liked what I saw from Jaron Castile, who is just trying to hang on for that 5th corner spot. Want to see more from Kobe Gold. Wasn't too impressed by him in this game. I think I'll give Toa the chance to start in game 2. And then can any of these edge rushers make an impact, whether it's Deacon or Walker? Once our 2nd string got in, it was still just like Smithson, the only one making plays. So that is going to do it for me tonight. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back again tomorrow with more streaming earlier in the day with the Denver Broncos as we get through these preseason games. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you again soon.